Hello, Purple fans. Welcome to Report Vikings. In today's video, we'll talk about the Minnesota Vikings' moves to strengthen their roster. There are rumors about a possible trade for a new quarterback, and we'll analyze whether Levis could be the right name to take over that position. In addition, we'll detail the franchise's million-dollar decision regarding Harrison Smith and its impact on the team's future. So, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell so you don't miss any news about the Vikings. Now, let's get to the news. Vikings make $25 million decision on Harrison Smith. The Minnesota Vikings continue to make strategic moves to maintain the competitiveness of their defense. The team brought back two starters from the secondary who led the NFL in interceptions last season, but the cost of retaining them was significant. Pro Bowl cornerback Byron Murphy Jr. signed a 3-year, $54 million contract. In addition, the Vikings secured the return of veteran safety Harrison Smith, a 6-time Pro Bowler, for his 14th season in the NFL. However, Smith's retention required significant financial adjustments for the future of the franchise. Harrison Smith's contract and cap implications. To avoid a $25 million negative impact on the salary cap in 2026, the Vikings had to restructure Smith's contract. The new deal includes a clause requiring the team to make a decision by the third day of the 2026 league year, should they choose to keep him on the roster beyond that date. His $25 million base salary for 2027 will be fully guaranteed. Details of the contract were revealed by Ben Goesling of the Star Tribune, who reported that the deal includes an $8 million signing bonus, a $2 million base salary, and playing time incentives that could earn Smith up to an additional $750,000, depending on his on-field participation. Last season, Smith demonstrated his importance to the Vikings defense by playing in 16 games. He recorded 87 combined tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 10 pass deflections, 3 interceptions, 1 sack, and 1 fumble recovery, showing that he still has the ability to contribute at a high level. Impact of re-signings on Vikings secondary. With the re-signings of Smith and Murphy, Minnesota retained the backbone of its secondary, but lost 3 starters in free agency. Safety Cameron Bynum signed with the Indianapolis Colts, while cornerback Stephon Gilmore and Shaq Griffin also left the team. So far, neither of the latter two have signed with another team, but the fact that the Vikings have not pursued their re-signings suggests the team may be heading in a new direction on defense. To offset these departures, defensive coordinator Brian Flores will count on Theo Jackson as a likely replacement for Bynum, while the team evaluates new options to bolster the department. Investments in other areas. In addition to defense, the Vikings used the first few weeks of free agency to bolster the roster at other key positions. The team invested heavily in the defensive line, signing Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave to long-term deals. They also strengthened their offensive line by signing 4-time Pro Bowler Ryan Kelly and former Indianapolis Colts defensive lineman Will Fries. Running back Aaron Jones also signed a new contract with the team. While the Vikings secured key players, the franchise opted not to re-sign quarterback Sam Darnold and did not enter the free agent race for Aaron Rodgers. These decisions created salary cap space and paved the way for J.J. McCarthy to take over as the starting quarterback next season. With a revamped roster and strategic decisions in the market, the Vikings are banking on the continuity of their defense and the development of McCarthy as the starting quarterback. The 2025 season promises to be a decisive test for the franchise's ambitions in the search for a winning campaign. Vikings consider trade to strengthen quarterback position. The Minnesota Vikings face a challenging situation at the quarterback position and may turn to the trade market to strengthen their roster. Currently, the team has only 2 signal callers: rookie J.J. McCarthy, who missed his entire first season due to a knee injury and has yet to throw a pass in the NFL, and Brett Rippon, who occupies the QB3 position. With the need for an experienced backup, the Vikings are considering alternatives to ensure greater security at the position. Given this scenario, there is speculation that the franchise may explore options on the trade market. Several names have been considered as possible reinforcements, including veterans such as Joe Flacco, Ryan Tannehill, Carson Wentz, and Case Keenum. However, an interesting suggestion has emerged from Bleacher Report: the acquisition of Tennessee Titans quarterback Will Levis in a trade that would involve Levis and a 6th-round pick in 2025, while the Vikings would give up a 5th-round pick in the same year. Will Levis, a promising alternative for Minnesota. Journalist Momotan pointed out that the Vikings seem unwilling to pursue a big name like Aaron Rodgers, opting instead for a quarterback who can compete with McCarthy without necessarily taking over the starting job. This context makes Levis an interesting option for the QB2 role. According to insider Josina Anderson, the Tennessee Titans would be willing to move on without Levis, which makes a possible trade easier. The franchise holds the 1st overall pick in the next draft and could select a new quarterback, such as Cam Ward, to lead the team in the future. In addition, the recent signing of veteran Brandon Allen suggests that the Titans are already preparing the ground for a possible departure of Levis. Levis' NFL career has been marked by ups and downs. Drafted 33rd overall in 2023, he was seen as a potential 1st-round pick before falling to the 2nd day of the draft. His debut was promising, with 4 touchdowns in his first game as a starter, but his performance fluctuated throughout the season. In 9 games, he accumulated 8 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. In 2024, his production was even more inconsistent, with 13 touchdowns and 12 interceptions in 12 games, even losing ground to Mason Rudolph at times. Development under Kevin O'Connell's tutoring. Despite his challenges, Levis has impressive physical attributes, including a powerful arm and excellent athleticism for the position. Under the guidance of coach Kevin O'Connell, known for developing quarterbacks, he could improve his game and become a solid option for the Vikings. Last season, Levis demonstrated his talent by taking on the Vikings defense with accurate and powerful passes. If acquired, he could become a reliable alternative if McCarthy is not ready to take over as the starter right away. Other options on the market. In addition to Levis, Minnesota could consider other available quarterbacks, such as Aiden O'Connell of the Las Vegas Raiders and Sam Howell of the Seattle Seahawks. However, if the team opts for a young player with potential to develop, Levis could be the most promising option. At 26 years old, he still has time to develop and establish himself in the league. The next few weeks will be decisive for the Vikings in their search for stability at quarterback. Regardless of who is signed, the team will need to ensure that McCarthy has the appropriate support for his development and that the roster is well prepared for the season.